guys, we're going to do a quick lesson on finding the whole from a percent. In the past, we've talked about finding the percent of a quantity. Now, the reason I bring this up first before we get into this is when you're doing a percentage of a quantity, you normally do a multiplication problem, right? So, like if I said, what is 30% of 50, right? 30% of 50 is, and then we usually multiply both of them together, right? We change that to a decimal, right? The decimal is normally here. You move it 2 places to the left. So 0.30 times, of means times, 50, and then is means equals, and then we get our answer. We multiply them together, get our answer, 15, and we're done. That's using just basic math, right? 0.30 times 50, multiply them together, you get 15. Now, mental math, I like mental math because 10% of 50 equals 5, right? We just move the decimal one place to the left. That's the rule for 10%. You just move the decimal to the left one time. If you got 30%, right, you times that by 3 to get 30%, times the answer by 3 to get your answer. So 30% is 15. Now here, to find the whole from a percent, we're basically taking the same approach as we're taking here. The only difference is the is between our answer, our percentage, times the number that we're looking for, the whole number that we're missing, that we're trying to find here. So 16 equals 20% of something. We don't know what that something is, right? Now, some people don't like this because they see 16 up front. Well, why 16 up front? Sitting 16 in the back, and that's fine. You can do that. You can always move this around. You can put 20% or 20 as a decimal times something equals 16. And that's okay to do. If that makes more sense, by all means, change them all to that, and you would be fine. But normally, when you're looking for something that's missing like this, this typically leads us to a situation like a one-step equation. Now, for 6th grade, we don't normally work with one-step equations. This early in the process, we will work on it a little bit later in the year. But basically, if I said, 2 times something is, 30, well, in order to get that piece that you're missing, you basically just divide the 30 by the 2 to find out what you're missing. So 30 divided by 2 is 15. So 2 times 15 is 30. So here we're doing the same exact thing. We're going to take the 16, the answer, divide it by, oops, I did it the wrong way. We're going to take 16, divide it by 0.20. That almost messed that one up. By 0.20, right? Typically your dividend, your bigger number is going to go here. Your small number typically is going to go outside, unless you're taking a fraction and changing it to a decimal. Then it could be different. But anyways, now when you do that, obviously you want to change this to a whole number because you can't divide by a decimal. So you move the decimal to the right 2 times, so that now it becomes a 20. And the 16, you also have to move that 2 times to the right. Because whatever you do here, you got to do here as well. So you're going to have to add 2 zeros, so this is 1600 decimals right here. So now you can divide. 20 can't go to 16, but 20 can go to 160 8 times. And then 20 goes to 0, 0, 0 times. And you're done. So 80. So it's going to be 80%. So 16 is 20% of 80. And if you want to double check it, like I did here, well, if 10% of 80 is 8, then if you double that amount, right, you get 20%. 20% is 16, and that's true. 16 is 20% of 80. Okay. Number 2, 42 is 50% of something. So we're going to take 42 divided by 0.50, right? Add 2 zeros, move my decimal point over here, right? Just cancel all that out there. 50 goes into 400 or 420. What's it, 8 times? Bring down the 0. 50 goes into 204 times. The decimal's right here. And we are done. So 84. And hopefully that makes sense if you use a little bit of mental math. You know 50% is just half of something. So half of 84 is 42. So that works out. Number 3, 28 is 40% times something. So we're going to take 28, divide it by 40, right? 0.40. Move 2 places to the right, 2 places to the right. Now it's just 40 into 2800. 40 can't go into 28, but 40 can go to 287 times. Go to 0 times. So it's 70 times. So 70. So 40% of 70 is 28. That makes sense because 10% of 70 is 7. And you times that by 4, and times this by 4, 40% is 28. And that's true. 28 is 40% of 70. Okay, last but not least, number 4, 12 is 15% of something. Okay. Now 15% of 100 is 15. So I know my number is going to be about 100. Okay, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, not sure. So 12 is 15% times something. All right, of something. So we divide 1200 by 15. You can see I already moved it 2 places to the right, 2 places to the right. Might as well, right? We've been doing it so far. So you can kind of skip steps along the way once you understand the process here. 15 can't go into 12. 15 can go into 120. What was it? 6 times? 7 times? 8 times? Yeah, 8 times exactly, actually. 8 times 5 is 40. Yeah. Right? 0, bring down the next 0. 15 goes into 0, 0. Well, 0 times. So it's 80. Okay, so I guess it was less 100. Wow, I was a little off. Okay, so if you want to double check this, 15% of 80, well, if you want to double check this should be 12, obviously, right? Now we know 10% equals 8, and half that amount is 4. We add that together, we get 15%. We add this together, we get our answer. So 15% of 12 is exactly what we're looking for. So 12 is 15% of 80. It works out. We are happy. Good to go. Ready for the next lesson. Hopefully it makes sense. That would be the approach I would take. There are other ways of doing it. The book that you might have might show a different way or several different ways. Feel free to pick the way that you would like to go, but this is the way I would choose it, mainly because it's all basically laid out for you. And you don't have to change anything to a fraction. All you have to do is just change the percentages to a decimal and then divide. All right, guys. Have a good one. God bless. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.